咁啊好開心特區就回歸咗25週年啦，咁都好希望其實未來嘅日子咧可以有多啲機會可以同到內地嘅運動機構可以合作到，繼續推廣冰上嘅運動。
咁我希望香港嘅運動發展可以更加蓬勃。
希望香港嘅運動之後，無論係傳統運動啦，或者新興嘅運動都好啦，都會百花齊放，每個人都中意玩運動。英文。
你講得咁難啊，點啫啊大佬？
講多次。
Hi, this is Ashura. I'm a member of Hong Kong ladies curling team, also mixed team. I've been playing curling for 6 years.
So hello guys, my name is Martin. I'm a member of the Hong Kong men's and mixed team. I've been curling for 6 years now, and I'm also a curling coach in Hong Kong currently. So I do not just play the sport, but I want to nurture the next generation curlers in Hong Kong.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonas. I've been playing curling for 6 years as well. I'm a member of the Hong Kong junior curling team.
So basically, I guess for most of the population, the thing that fascinates them the most in curling is the sweeping part, because it's the most popular, that's what it's known for, and that can usually be watched on TV. But then for us as an athlete, I think it's more like chess on ice. Well, it's not just a very physical sport, but also a very strategic one. So you gotta be physically fit as well as having a strong strategic mind in order to cope with the game.
And also like to add on, I think team communication is really important like throughout the curling game as well, because like we are like competing on an ice sheet that is nearly like about roughly 40 meters long. So like not every time we can just shout end to end. Instead like we have different like hand gesture or hand signal. So we as a team have to like understand what the signal means, and it ease our communication, and then yeah, make the game much better on.
Among all the factors of sport-related fitness, I think agility, flexibility, coordination and balance are very important with playing curling. Also, the team spirit and the communication are also very important.
So yeah, to add on that, I guess, well, your muscle endurance as well as your cardiovascular fitness are very important as well, because the curling game usually lasts for more than 2 hours. So you gotta stay in shape throughout the game in order to compete. And well, I guess the other thing about curling is kind of a sport for all. So you can be a say 8 years old child, you can complete on the ice with a 70 years old elderly. So it's quite fair. A lot of people can combine and they can enjoy the sport together.
So for me, I've been curling for 6 years, as I said, and how I start curling is the president of the Floor Curling Association came to our school in roughly 2017, 2016, and because I have no knowledge on what floor curling is at that moment, and I'm actually quite fascinated by those unpopular sports as well. So I want to try something new instead of like those kind of like mainstream sports.
So for me is pretty much quite similar to his story. I met John Lee, the president of the Hong Kong Curling Association, back in my university days. So he was convincing me to join because he was recruiting some of the athletes from other sports to join this, to join curling, and he even offered to sponsor my first trip on trying out curling. So I was very interested in it, and obviously you can imagine after my first trial, I just fell in love with the sport, and I just kept on training and representing Hong Kong in international competition. And the other thing that I really like about the sport is that's how I met Ashura and Jonas, and most of the people in this sport are very nice and generous, and I really enjoyed this part of the experience as well.
Yeah, curling is just a kind of wisdom game like the chess, right? So you may not know the result until the end of the game. Besides, I think the team coherence is also attract me a lot. We did a lot, I think, these 2 years. We did do some come and try session, and also we did we make a competition, Hong Kong Curling Cup last year. So everything we want to do is to promote the sports to Hong Kong people. As you know, not many people understand how to play curling. So yeah, maybe my aim is just do it for them.
Yeah, so to add on that, curling actually was introduced to Hong Kong I think in late 2014. So the Hong Kong Curling Cup that Ashura mentioned is actually the first ever competition of curling locally in Hong Kong that was organized in 2019. So which is I think it was quite a breakthrough for the association or for the athletes ourselves. So earlier this year it was the Beijing Winter Olympics. I was very fortunate to be a TV commentator of curling as well. So I was able to teach the general public about the competition rules and about how to play this game internationally. And I think it was quite a very good experience for myself as well as the sport. And also I've mentioned I am a curling coach. So we can see that the curling population in Hong Kong is growing on a very good rate currently. Yeah.
Okay. Originally I'm a program worker or something, but after I represent Hong Kong to play curling, I quit my job, and then so curling is my full-time job also. Apart from that, I'm a sport coach also. So we can practice once a week every Monday, 2 hours only.
So yeah, apart from that, what we do is usually we have competition like internationally in October and November every year. So we may try to get our time together in Canada doing training in dedicated facilities. Because currently in Hong Kong there's no dedicated curling facility for us to train. But then we're still very grateful that we have that 2 hours every week. So yeah, for myself, I'm currently working in a bank, organizing recreation and sport activities. So I gotta say it's quite hard to strike a balance between training in curling as well as my career development. So it's kind of a very tough decision every year.
And for me, I'm still studying at university right now. So it's actually quite hard to balance because I'm a full-time student as well and also studying in Australia. And all my other junior members are studying overseas as well, like in Germany, in England, in Austria. So they're all around the world, and it's actually quite hard to get together and train together. So maybe we just train like once or twice a year together, which is actually not quite the ideal situation for us. It's actually quite hard to organize competition every time, but we try our best, and because we love this sport, so we keep it on and never give up on doing curling. Yeah.
What I'm saying, just try our best to apply all the fundings, the related apartment association to help us, because like Martin said, we don't have the dedicated ice in Hong Kong, so it's the most different part for us to promote the sport and also our members for training.
Well, yeah, because all of our teams are self-funded, so we gotta find our own resources for training and as well as competition. So it's quite a challenge for us, to be honest. But then, and the other thing is about the venue. We are very happy to see that winter sports in general are growing in a good way after the Winter Olympics. But then that also creates sort of a problem for us, is a lot of the sport are fighting for the ice rinks in Hong Kong. So we are also in part of that and trying to get more ice time for the curlers in Hong Kong, not just the Hong Kong representatives. Yeah.
We went lots of places like Korea and Canada, Japan. The first time I trained in training in Korea, that's the first time I met Jonas. And then why I think it's interesting because I already agreed to represent Hong Kong to play curling, but that was my first time training, and I only got 4 days to train and learn how to play curling. Then I represent Hong Kong to play curling. So I was, oh my God, is it real? Yes.
And also, like, I think the fun part of doing overseas training, we get to travel like around the world, get to eat good food. So like, it's actually quite fun to have like a balance of like training and eating.
Some of my friends, they don't understand about curling, they don't know how to play curling. So when I told them, oh, I'm representing Hong Kong and play curling, and they said, wow, what a great opportunity. For what? For a week on a holiday, vacation. Oh no, I'm playing competition, I'm not on holiday. And also they think we were subsidized for that. But just like Martin said, we all self-pay. Yeah, all the expenses self-pay.
I didn't play for competition during the COVID time, so all the competition stopped and canceled. And in addition, like, 2 of my team members also have their high school examination, so we kind of like started playing curling competition for 2 to 3 years. And at that time, I tried to convince myself, should I not play curling anymore? Because actually it's kind of like a financial burden for me and my family as well, because you spend a lot of money on equipment, overseas training, stuff like that, and it's actually quite a big sacrifice for us or for Ashura and Martin, especially they have work to do as well. So, but I think like the part that like get me back to curling is because it's actually quite a fun sport, and also like the team, like the teamwork we build on together. Like, I just don't want to like lose them, because like we try so hard to build curling in Hong Kong and also within the team. So we want to build it up and like build it stronger, and hopefully one time we can go Olympic together.
Yeah. Well, I guess for the men's team, we have a very straight and direct goal this year. During the new season, we are trying to get the first ever medal in curling on the international tournament for Hong Kong. So we are, well, all of us are working very hard for it. In reality, we were thinking, well, actually not a lot of people would support this or actually care about it. But I guess for us, getting this medal means a lot for us, because like for me, we have worked very hard, and well, yeah, we were fighting against the odds throughout the last 6 years, and we're just trying to prove that we belong to this sport and we belong to the international level as well. So I guess this is our main objective, and we will definitely go very hard for it.
Yeah, for Hong Kong, I think the most important thing is we want to let Hong Kong people know what it's curling, because yeah, we say that there is not many people playing curling, so it's quite sad for us. But yeah, we try to do that. For my team, ladies team, recently we have quite okay result. We got 4 times 4th place in Pacific Asia Curling Championship. Yeah. So this year our main goal is trying to get to the Worlds. Yeah, because we think that it's time to improve, go further. Try very hard to do everything, do whatever we can.
Like I've mentioned, apart from being an athlete, I also work in the sport industry. So I guess my advice for the younger generation is that you gotta manage your expectation, because you gotta expect that it is not going to be easy. Because even for some of the other more common sport in Hong Kong is not easy to get to the Hong Kong representative level. And even you gotta still fight for different resources or funding in order to prolong your career. So you gotta have a preparation mentally and financially for that.
Yeah, I think like as long as you like to do something, just go for it. Cause like it's a really good opportunity for us. Just fight for whatever you have and just go do something that you like to do.
It's just for us also. So every process is tough for every successful story, right? So when we face it, just don't afraid it, and try to enjoy the moment of learning and never give up.
Like just now I've mentioned, I was very fortunate to have commentated the Beijing Winter Olympics. So I can definitely tell that in the culture or the sport environment, especially for winter sport in China, is very, very good at the moment. And I have heard that in Guangzhou there was newly built curling facilities. So I'm actually very interested in it. Unfortunately, I think in Hong Kong we do not actually have the support from the government yet on winter sport. So we are looking forward to that. But then I guess for us or for other winter sport association in Hong Kong, we are all very dedicated on creating a better environment for the athletes in Hong Kong. And I can see the Winter Olympian Sydney Ju representing Hong Kong for speed skating. He has started his academy in promoting speed skating as well. So well, actually for us, the winter sport community in Hong Kong, we're looking forward to cooperating more and bring more people to the sport. Yeah.
I think Hong Kong is quite friendly on sport because I'm a sport coach. I saw like every year we have like 10 to 15 new sports to come into Hong Kong, but then we all accept it. So I think it's quite friendly. Yeah.
So I guess well, yeah. As an athlete, for us it's always dilemma, because in Cantonese we actually have a saying is saying, you know, whether the egg come first or the chicken come first, right? And I guess for us, or especially for the Hong Kong women's team, they are actually currently ranked in at 16, right?
At 18.
At 18 in the world, but they did it like in 6 years. And actually, she was mentioning they were 4th place in the Pacific for the past years. But then, for us, we still do not have the sufficient support. So, I guess looking forward to it is whether that would be a change in the Hong Kong system, because the elite sports, they are getting most of the fundings and the support. But then, for us, the upgrowing and improving sports, I think we are still in lack of such kind of resources. Yeah.
Hope everyone can join the sport, no matter it's traditional or newly emerged sport.
So I'm very happy to be part of the 25th anniversary of establishment of HKSAR. So I look forward to cooperating with more sport institute in mainland China.
I hope that Hong Kong sport have a prosperous development in the future.